Nobody's loved you, come rain or come shine.
Enoch Olinga had come over to do some very special meetings. He is a very special person for the Baha'is, and they travel mostly all around the world and encourage the Baha'is, and well, they're marvelous individuals.
Enoch just glowed with love for all people.
When we were in Suva, and he was speaking at a meeting that was scheduled in a little village just outside Suva, and we had rented this very big hall, and as we arrived, the room was just packed with people. And all Enoch did was just walk into the room, and he smiled. He never said a word. And the next thing we knew, the people just stood up like they were one body, and they went wild. They screamed, and they shouted, and they cheered, and we just couldn't believe it. I actually found I had tears running down my face. I'm even moved now. It was such a moving experience.
So we think of him in a very special way. We offered to take him from Nandi up to Lautoka
in our
sailboat. And so once Russell got it out of, into the open water, he said to Enoch Olinga, he said, "Would you like to take the wheel?" And Enoch said, "Oh, would I?" And so he took the helm, and he sailed her all the way into Lautoka.
It was a beautiful day with smooth water and nice light breeze, and we had several Fijians aboard. They were playing their guitars and singing. We started to sing, Enoch Olinga, Enoch Olinga, Enoch Olinga, hand of the cross. They were so overjoyed to see him, and he was so overjoyed he had tears in his eyes too.
We are remembering the words of Baha'u'llah himself. He said that the city is the home of the body, but the country is the home of the soul.
But I always feel entirely at home with indigenous people, and I've met them all over the world, from the Eskimos to the Indians in the jungles of South America and so on, and I have a great love for them.
Well, Rúhíyyih Khánum needed a rest. The last day she was there, she insisted, "I want to go for a sail in Dawnbreaker, our sailboat." So we took her out. David's a genius in pure mathematics, mostly writes books and articles. And Judy is an accountant and does a lot of teaching, she and her husband.
And she said, "I know now," she said, "it's the Bahá'í Faith, isn't it, that makes your marriage like it is?" And I said, "Yes, I believe that." And anyway, she couldn't get enough. We talked for hours. I mean hours, like 5 hours at a time. She just couldn't absorb enough. It had made such an impact, the fact that she could see how different our marriage was with, like, say, her marriage. It's like we were really, technically, meant to share the life that we share together because of what we are able to accomplish together.
And it was a team all the time with Gina. He was a very lucky man to have enjoyed such an incredible relationship. And I know he would say that his life was so hugely influenced by his love of an amazing woman. I lived in awe of their relationship. Under their influence, I made the good decision to marry my wife. I remember saying to them, "Boy, you guys are a tough act to live up to, because they just seem to love each other so much in every conceivable way that is good about a relationship."
I had one friend say to me, "We don't see two when we see you, we see one." And I thought that was a big compliment. They'll come over and say, "You look so happy." I mean, perfect strangers would say that, and we would be absolutely shocked. We didn't realize we were looking happy or doing anything unusual, but they noticed something about us, and for that I'm very grateful. I don't know anybody that's got this wild balance that we have.
Gina was the perfect wife for me.
Dear Baha'i friends, the Universal House of Justice was deeply saddened to learn of the passing of dearly loved Russ Garcia. After a long life of distinguished service to the cause of God, having embraced the faith in the early years of the 10-year crusade, he and his beloved wife Gina determined to dedicate their lives to its service. Leaving Hollywood, where he had achieved renown as a composer and arranger, they embarked upon memorable, years-long travels throughout the Caribbean and the South Pacific that eventually took them to New Zealand, which became their home. In the decades that followed, he devoted himself to the creation of a range of musical composition as means of spreading the light of Baha'u'llah. His prodigious efforts in the application of artistic endeavor to the promotion of the cause will long be remembered. Kindly convey the loving sympathy of the House of Justice to Gina, to his daughter Judy, and other family members, and assure them of its supplications in the holy shrines for the progress of his radiant soul throughout the divine realms.
I like to help people. I'm a Baha'i, you know, and I've dedicated my life to building a beautiful world for people all over the world. We got to have a peaceful, happy world, and somebody's got to try to help do something about it. So there's great joy in working for something that's bigger outside of yourself.